everyone. Welcome back to Sports Time HQ. I am your host, Fernando, and joined with me today is a special guest star. He is from Yahoo Fantasy as well as the football guys, and that's Troy King. Troy, how are you doing, Mr. King?
I'm doing great, Fernando, and I appreciate you, inviting me on. I'm really excited for tomorrow. I'm really excited for this episode. We have so much to talk about. I'm really excited to get into it.
And we are exactly less than 24 hours away from the kickoff of the 2022 NFL Draft. And we got a lot of things to cover today. We got the first round NFL mock draft, and as well as a 4-round NFL rookie mock draft, fantasy rookie mock draft. So, shall we get started?
Absolutely.
So, we're going to be using the draft network, and we're going to use their mock draft machine. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to go back and forth. And I'll actually give Troy his option on whether or not he wants to take the odd numbers or the even numbers to draft.
Give me the odd numbers.
All right. So you got Mr. Jaguars up first. And so they just re-signed Cam Robinson to a 3-year extension. So I'm guessing you're not going to go with Evan Neal here.
I'm not going to go with Evan Neal. There's been a hot debate about the number one pick, who it should be, right? It should have been. I'm going to make the correct choice. The Jaguars might not make the correct choice tomorrow, but I'm going to go with Aiden Hutchinson.
Yes.
Aiden Hutchinson, his work speaks for himself in college. I know Trayvon Walker, he's extremely athletic, but I feel like he just doesn't have the resume that Hutch does. So give me Aiden Hutchinson.
Exactly. And I think there was actually news about a couple hours ago, and they were actually saying that two upper management people in the Jaguars organization, they're split between Trayvon Walker and Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
So I guess it's really going to come down to the final minutes.
It is, but hopefully they go with Aiden Hutchinson. I feel like it's a no-brainer. Or KT, but KT's not even in discussion, so I'm surprised by that. But I think it should be Aiden.
Yeah, 100%. So now we come up to me, and Troy, I don't know how your rankings go, but I know a lot of people want a quarterback here on this pick. And yeah, I know quarterbacks are valued very high in drafts. I don't see a quarterback, nor should a quarterback be drafted at number 2 in this year's class. And if you're in desperate need of defense, especially edge rushers, Detroit Lions, why are you not getting one of the two available now, one of the 2 available star edge rushers? And he's a guy that's from Georgia, and that's Trayvon Walker. If the Jaguars don't get it, it's got to be the Lions that pick up on him.
All right, so we're Houston. I know that one of their needs is edge, but I think they need offensive tackle too much to pass. So I'm going to go Evan Neal here.
Really? Evan Neal? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm going to go Evan Neal. I mean, I feel like they need O-linemen. I feel like he's the best one, so I'm going to go Evan Neal there.
Interesting, because I actually thought you were going to go with Kayvon Thibodeau.
I almost did, because it was between both of them, because I know they needed him. I like KT, but I feel like for Houston, I just feel like, again, like I know it's hard to find an edge, but I'm like, I just feel like offensive tackle makes too much sense for them.
And it's crazy because you just sniped the Jets pick. The Jets were just about to take offensive tackle Evan Neal. So I got to figure out what in the world the Jets want to take, because they have.
I got some names, but I'll let you do your thing.
I mean, the 3 next available players: Kayvon Thibodeau, Amon Gardner, Ikem Ekwonu. I mean, they're all 3 in the needs that the Jets need, but I think the Jets need to take best available, and it's Kayvon Thibodeau. He's the star edge rusher here.
I think that's solid. Okay. Here, I think the Giants need everybody, but
wide receiver here.
No, I'm not gonna go wide receiver here. I'm going to butcher his name, but Ikem Ekwonu.
Yeah, I think it's Equino or something like that.
Equino. So offensive tackle. The Giants have had a horrible offensive line for a long time, so they need to beef up that offensive line. So I'm going him.
Oh, man, now you've put me in the Panthers position, and do I want to go with Kenny Pickett here? I mean, they say that they want to take Kenny Pickett for this pick, but then you can also get an offensive tackle here, like Charles Cross. I think I'm going to have to go with the one that just stands out to me, and that's Kenny Pickett.
Wow. Okay, we're going QB early. All right.
I
I
don't think
don't
they
mind.
should. I don't think they should, but that I think is what's going to happen.
Okay. This one is a little bit tougher. We're back on the Giants. Uh, Let me see. I think that I'm going to go with they have a bunch of needs. I
You want
think
me
they
to?
should go.
I can
I think they
scroll
should go
too if
best
you.
available. I think. Well, you know what? Yeah, they need to go. We already went offensive tackle. I think Stingley is the best available. So give me Stingley.
I really like Stingley. I think he's going to fit well with the Giants if they draft a corner for best available. Falcons here. I think it's something everyone's been talking about. They have to go with wide receiver. They have to address their need. It's Garrett Wilson.
Okay. I mean, they have a bunch. That team's a complete
Oh yeah,
rebuilding mess. But no, so I feel you. I like the pick. I say Seattle. Seattle. I'm going to go best available here, Sauce Gardner.
Really, Sauce Garden is going with you. Okay, thought they were going to take Charles Cross here.
I almost looked. I was thinking about it, but you know what? Again, they have a lot of needs. But I'm gonna go him.
So the Jets here, a lot of people are mocking Drake London to go here. There's so many wide receivers in this year's draft that you could really wait on a wide receiver in day 2 and really get a good guy and really help Zach Wilson and address the O-line with the number 10 overall pick and get Charles Cross.
There we go. See, you kind of. I was hoping Charles Cross was going to fall a little bit to an odd number, but that's okay. All right, so
you're hoping I was taking London.
I was hoping. You know what? I think that Washington should go Kyle Hamilton here.
Yeah,
they need a safety. Pick. I feel like again he's amazing. I'm gonna go Kyle Hamilton.
Great pick by you, but now you just stumped me on the Vikings because that's exactly my pick. I was just gonna take them. Oh man, now you put me in a really tough position. I honestly, this is in one of my stories I've written. I actually think the Vikings should trade down out of this pick. This is something that they could easily do for teams who want wide receivers and everything, because the wide receivers are going to go on these next 5-10 picks. Mm-hmm. It's Jordan Davis, and I think Jordan Davis could still be on the board in a few picks.
I just did a mock recently, and I had Jordan Davis go into the Vikings, so you and I are on the same page there.
Yes.
All right, Houston Texans. I think Zion Johnson is going to be the pick here.
Zion Johnson, I like that pick. So I've had this pick going to them many times, but he seems to not be here. We didn't draft him. Where is he? Or am I just? Oh, I am just being.
Yeah, he was there.
All right.
I figured this is who you were thinking about, but
yeah, I saw Jameson Williams and I skipped over the other J name. Jermaine Johnson. I've been mocking him to the Ravens for so many times already. I think it's Jermaine Johnson.
Oh, this one is going to be easy to me. I mean, it's going to be a receiver. The Eagles need someone to complement Devontae Smith on the other end. It's just which receiver. I think it should be Drake London. I feel like he's the one that I think he might complement Devontae Smith the most. I think Drake London, bigger body guy. Give me him.
I mean, honestly, I don't think the Eagles should draft a wide receiver in the first round because of how many wide receivers they've drafted. But if Drake London falls to them, this is a no-brainer pick.
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. I mean, I think he's gonna fall to him. I mean, again, if it's not him, it's gonna be. I think, and I wouldn't be surprised if like the Jets go Jameson Williams. I heard that mocked a lot.
Yes,
but we'll see. But I mean, anything could happen tomorrow. I can't wait.
I'm so excited. So now we get to the Saints, and interesting about the Saints is I get to pick 16, but you pick 19. And hopefully you and I will have some similar thought on our process here. Okay. But I think the Saints need to pick the best available here, and that's Jameson Williams. The Jameson Williams falls to them at 16. They slam pick this.
What's funny is, because I was going to – you and I on the same page. I was going to go receiver. So whichever receiver fell to them, I was going to pick that too.
Oh, my goodness. You and I are on the same page here today.
Yeah. So – for the Chargers, I'm actually going to go with, they need offensive tackle. So I'm gonna go with Trevor Penning.
Easy pick for them. There. Now I got to ask you a question. There's a lot of people saying that they might draft a receiver here. Should they draft a receiver?
No, not. I don't think they need to draft one in the first round. Like I think like is your argument that
No.
you're using for the other teams. I feel like they have Mike Williams, they have Keenan Allen. Like you don't need to draft the receiver in the first round.
No, they really don't.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a waste of a pick with the talent
Yeah.
with the other talents. Plus, you can get a wide receiver later in the draft, day
Exactly.
2.
Like they're just fine. Like they don't need to force it.
So now we get to the Eagles. You pick Drake London with the 15th. It comes back to me. They need to address the defense. Been debating on Trent McDuffie and also George Karlaftis, and I think based on the value here, it's just got to be Trent McDuffie on the corner.
I
Just your
like
corner.
that. No, because I just did a mock and I had Trent McDuffie going to the Eagles. So at this pick, so I like that call.
So we got a lot of interesting picks that are similar. I like it.
Yeah, this one, okay. I think they need inside defensive linemen, so I'm going to go with Devontae Wyatt.
Wow. Okay, that's not my thought process here. I actually was thinking that what was going to happen is they're going to get Jameson Williams and then draft their quarterback at 19.
See, I thought about that, but I think because of the quarterback class, I kind of pivoted off of that thought. I'm just like, this pick, I'll let you do your thing. I'll let you do your thing. But
So this pick right here actually interested me because with the Steelers, I wasn't planning on drafting quarterback here, but with Malik Willis falling to number 20 and not getting picked at number 19, which is also a thing that the Steelers could trade to maybe even the Chargers to get their quarterback if the Saints don't draft 16 there. It's going to be Malik Willis. I mean, Malik Willis is one of the best top dogs here. And I mean, I'm surprised he fell to the Steelers. So Steelers got their franchise quarterback.
see, that's what happened. I believe that Malik Willis is going to fall to 20. I think they trade up a couple spots in order to get Malik Willis. So
Okay.
in terms of the Patriots,
Give me some good news for my Patriots.
it's funny. Well, I'm a Dolphins fan, so I don't want to give you any good news.
Oh my goodness!
But we know that the Patriots need a wide receiver, but knowing Bill Belichick, I don't believe he's going to draft a wide receiver in the first round. They need linebacker. I think they go Devin Lloyd.
Exactly the player I've been mocking them to get all season. And if Devin Lloyd ends up somehow going before them, it's going to be Nakobe Dean. They're drafting a linebacker here regardless.
Yeah, definitely.
See, this is an interesting pick as well because what the Packers could do here is they could get George Karlaftis, get a receiver at 28, but I think they're nervous that they're not going to get their receiver, or they just might do Aaron Rodgers dirty and not draft a receiver at all. I mean, so I think they address the wide receiver position and actually get Chris Olave. I think that's a really good scheme fit for them with Olave. I was debating between him or Burks, but I think Olave fits their playbook better than Burks.
I have Olave marked to the Packers, so you and I are on the same page there. The Cardinals. The Cardinals. They need a cornerback, so I'm gonna go Kyrie Elam.
Okay.
That's what I got.
I've been going back and forth between him and George to them because
I was thinking that too, but
yeah. But I mean, both of them could easily go. So now that you didn't draft the edge, it's George going to the Cowboys.
Yeah, they definitely need an edge. So,
so here's a team, the Bills. I mean, another defending team that's been beating your Dolphins for a while. You don't want to give them a good pick, but you're gonna have to.
I think they also need a corner. I think they go Andrew Booth.
That is by far probably one of the best picks that the Bills are going to have in this year's draft.
Yeah.
Booth is going to fall to them. And I thought Booth was actually going to, prior to, I think it was like my first or second mock, Booth was going 17 to the Chargers. So I think this is a great value for the Bills.
Absolutely.
So here is the Tennessee Titans. If I want to draft a receiver, I really don't think they should draft a receiver here. I think they should address. Here's the thing, though. Treylon Burks is there.
I was thinking. I mean, I mean,
It's
it's great
tough here.
value. It's tough. Is it a forced pick to draft Traylon Burks in the first round just to draft the receiver because you need one?
But I don't think they need one though.
I
I
mean,
think they
I don't
reach
know if
for
they need
Nakobe.
to draft a first round receiver. I think that's what it is. I don't know if they need to do that. But I
No.
mean, they don't have anyone outside of AJ Brown. So
Whoa, 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 whoa. What about my great friend Robert Woods?
I mean, Robert Woods, yes, I like Robert Woods, but like in terms of long term, like Robert Woods, he's 30. Obviously he's just coming off a huge injury. I think they need to get another young star receiver, but maybe they could wait till the second round. I don't know
Yeah,
what pick they have in the second, but
I think they addressed the receiver position in the second round. Don't think Traylon Burks really fits in that scheme. I think Nakobe Dean's a great pick. Get the linebacker that you're in desperate need of for Tennessee, and your defense is going to start looking a
it's
little bit
funny.
better.
That's who I had mocked to N'Kobe Dean. So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
I haven't. Okay, so for the Bucks, I have Kenyon Green going to the Bucks.
I knew it because I have him going there too. All right, so we get to the Packers. They finally addressed their receiver, and I think they take an edge rusher, Boye Mafe.
Okay. I like that. I like that pick. Okay. So Kansas City Chiefs. I'm gonna do a curveball. I think they go receiver. I don't think they go Traylon Burks though. I think they go Jahan
Whoa,
Dotson.
whoa.
I know it's a curveball, but Jahan Dotson to me, I feel like he's such a great route runner. He's so smooth. I feel like him and Patrick Mahomes it'd be such good chemistry. So I feel like, I feel like that's what they would need, right? I feel like he would fit that scheme so well. So I know that's probably my only curveball that you're gonna see.
That's wow. That was definitely a curveball. I don't have
Yeah.
Dotson going in the first round.
I didn't either, but like the more I thought about it, man, I just feel like he just makes so much sense with the Chiefs.
Oh my goodness, Dotson. See, here's the thing. I technically had pick 30. I could just double up on receiver, and they can just be a superstar team, but I'm not because that's just not
Yeah.
how a realistic
That's
draft
that's
goes.
not gonna happen.
Honestly, though, if Dotson goes there, honestly, in my opinion, I don't see the Chiefs using both their picks here. I think they're either going to use one to trade up or trade out of the first round, and because I don't really see teams really drafting back to back because you can get more value,
Yeah.
or even more capital. Excuse me. So I would have went Traylon Burks here. If you didn't have to take your Dotson wide receiver.
Look, man. I'm telling you, watch. Maybe they might hit us with a curveball. We'll see. If they draft Dotson, then I need this thing to be clipped and shared all over the place.
Exactly. And you know what? I think if Burks is still on the board at 30 and the Chiefs aren't taking him, there is a team out of the second round that's coming into the first round to get Burks. I don't see Burks falling out of the first round. But yeah, anyways, with my next pick is I think they address the safety position, Daxton Hill.
Okay, I like that. You know what's funny? You kind of sniped me because I had him going to the Bengals. So let's see now.
Take a guy I've been wanting to. I've been having mocked to the Bengals.
Let me see. Well, I guess Tyler Linbaum. I'm gonna go him.
Yes, I've been having him going to the Bengals. I think they addressed the O-line, which was great in the offseason, but they need more work in the offensive line. And you have Linderbaum falling to you at 31. It's a no-brainer. You got to pick it.
Agreed.
So here comes the Lions. Now, I already know my pick. I already locked in my pick in my head, and I've locked in many of my mocks. I want to hear what your thoughts on the Lions and what they should do at this pick, at pick number 32.
I think they should go QB, and I think they should go Desmond Ridder.
And that's exactly what I've been mocking it. I've been mocking Ridder to 32 because you get that fifth-year option, and that's exactly what you want for a team that needs a quarterback in the future. You get the fifth-year option, sit Ridder for a year, let Jared Goff do his thing, and if you don't get a good pick, if he doesn't do that great, you still get a good pick next year. Next year, you could address another position in the top 15.
You're right. And again, that class is loaded, not just with quarterback, but just talent across the board. So yeah, I think they'd be sitting pretty.
Exactly. So I got a little add up here. Not that I wanted it, but anyways, here's our results. So Aiden Hutchinson went number 1. Obviously, we already figured that out. Trayvon Walker number 2. Evan Neal going to the Houston Texans number 3. I think that's great. I think I haven't actually mocked the Texans taking Neal at this pick. So to me, I think that's a great value, great pick for the Texans. The Jets, they take their edge rusher Kayvon Thibodeau. Giants take their offensive line, address it for Daniel Tripping Jones. Excuse me, sorry. Did I say tripping? Akeem Ekwonu. Carolina takes their future quarterback as well as all Sam Darnold's cap hit. They take Kenny Pickett. Giants, Derek Stingley Jr., cornerback. Atlanta Falcons take their receiver that they need, Garrett Wilson, to see if Marcus Mariota can do anything with Wilson there. Especially they need wide receivers. Seattle Seahawks. What was your thought? Did you think Seattle needed to take a quarterback in this round?
I think so. I mean, like they could have gone a couple of different ways, but I think just Sauce Gardner is just too talented not to be in the top 10. So I feel like he fell. So I feel like, that was just a good value there.
Yeah, and I've had offensive linemen going there. I would be shocked if they really start Drew Lock at the day one starter, but Seattle could be just doing random things, and they could be trying to get a cheaper value for Baker because, to be completely honest,
his price keeps dropping by the day. So
exactly, and you can get really cheap after the draft when everyone's already addressed everything. I mean, the Browns want to get rid of him.
And the Browns are going to eat a lot of that, salary. So
I think after June 1st, they eat up a lot of salary that he has. And you're also paying millions and millions of dollars to Deshaun Watson. So
yeah, but they structured it in a way where it's like,
yeah.
So they were slick with how they, structured it.
They were a little slick. So anyways, Charles Cross goes to the Jets, offensive tackle. Washington takes safety Kyle Hamilton, who I've projected way back that he was going to go 3 to the Texans, but he's been falling in a lot of drafts. Minnesota Vikings take Jordan Davis, inside defensive lineman. Texans take an offensive line, Zion Johnson. Jermaine Johnson, we've both had him going edge rusher to the Ravens. Eagles, wide receiver Drake London. Jameson Williams, wide receiver New Orleans Saints. Los Angeles Chargers draft awesome offensive tackle Trevor Penning. Eagles, corner Trent McDuffie. New Orleans Saints with their 19th overall pick. I thought would have went quarterback here, but TK wanted inside defensive lineman Devontae Wyatt. So that just gives Pittsburgh Steelers a quarterback right in their hands, Malik Willis. Devin Lloyd goes to the Patriots. Everyone's mocking the linebacker to go there. Green Bay Packers, Chris Olave, wide receiver. Cardinals, cornerback, Elam. Cowboys, George Karlaftis, edge rusher. Buffalo Bills take a great value, Andrew Booth Jr. TK, I love that pick. Tennessee Titans, Nakobe Dean, linebacker. We both had him. Kenyon Green, same thing. We've also both had him inside offensive line. Packers, Boye Mafe, edge rusher. Chiefs, crazy one. Probably going to shock the world here.
Cross my fingers. We'll see. Crazy things have happened.
So Jahan Dotson, wide receiver out of Penn State. Kansas City then takes safety Jackson Hill. Bengals, Tyler Linderbaum. Address that O-line. It hurt you last year in the Super Bowl. And hopefully this year it's not going to hurt you too much. Detroit Lions take the 5th-year option quarterback, Desmond Ridder. And that's going to conclude the first round of the NFL mock draft. But we have some more exciting stuff happening in a few minutes where I'll start sharing the screen already, but we already have people waiting in the lobby, ready to go. And it's going to be a rookie mock draft. And are you excited? Because I know I'm excited.
Man, I'm excited, man. I have a couple of, so I'm at 4 in this rookie mock draft. And I feel like there's so many different ways I can go about it. I don't want to reveal my picks too early because my competition might try to snipe me, but I would be happy if like a couple guys fell. And this is a 10 team. So it's like, I think that I could get more value now because outside of a 12 team, I feel like in the 2nd and 3rd round, I'm going to get some good value. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, we got Craig in the chat who is in this draft. He currently says nice draft so far and also saying no pick sniping here. So we'll have to see because he can't because he's after us. But Yeah,
Oh,
like you said.
I'm definitely Craig and I. We're good friends, so I definitely want to make sure that even though I'm 4 picks ahead of him, I want to make sure that I snipe him. And I'm right in front of you, so I plan on
I
sniping you too.
know. I saw you take the 1.4 pick or the fourth overall pick,
I had to. Once you
and
pick 1 to 5, I'm like, I gotta be right in front of you to make sure I snipe you, man.
I knew you were gonna do that too. And I was like, this man really just started to snipe me.
Listen, man, it makes the show better once I just snipe all your picks and I get the good picks. So I had to make sure it happened like that.
And then we're gonna have to see where our value goes after the draft. See if like they flip flop. Like who knows? Brees Hall could not be the first overall running back.
It's true, and it's like it's gonna be either him or Kenneth Walker. I mean, based off of everything,
Mm-hmm.
but then obviously with Kenneth Walker, it's the whole can he catch, can he not catch, and we'll see. And I feel like, and I think also it's not even just a matter of if Brees Hall is going to be the number one running back. I still believe he will, but does he go to a team with an already established running back? And I think that's the fear. I feel like there's not many teams that need a running back. Like you're hoping that he goes to somewhere like, I mean, the Jets have Michael Carter, but I think if Brees Hall went there, he'd automatically be the RB1, or he's going to go. I see a lot of people mocking him to like Buffalo. People like, oh, Buffalo might take him, to compliment him and Devin Singletary. But does Brees Hall just become a workhorse if he goes to Buffalo? There's a lot of question marks. I think Kenneth Walker's landing spot is going to be more interesting. I have no idea where he's going to land, but I've done a lot of pre-draft rookie drafts. So I'm hoping that I have a lot of Brees Hall. I have one share of Kenneth Walker, so I'm hoping that it works out. But boom, the draft started.
The draft has officially started, and we have everyone here. We've had some people popping in and out.
Brees Hall.
Yeah, Brees Hall. Are we surprised? No.
Nope. We knew he could be the 101 in drafts. It was either him. I mean, for a while, we'll see what the next pick is, but it's between him and Willis. So that was kind of like I felt off season. It was either going to be one of those two. I feel like earlier in the year, Treylon Burks was 101 at one point. Earlier in the off season, I don't know if people remember that, but boom, Kenneth Walker. I like that pick. Oof.
Wow.
It's much. Okay, I'm going to go.
Don't snipe me here. Okay, didn't snipe me here. I'm actually. See, here's the thing. I was hoping the Chiefs would take Treylon Burks, and that's where I was going to take Treylon Burks here. I'm taking Drake London, though. I like Drake London's value here.
I feel like I was going to go either London or Wilson.
Yeah, you can't really. I feel like you can't really mess up these wide receivers because they're all kind of evenly spread out. A lot of them have injury risks, but
I feel like at pre-draft, I feel like they're all fairly valued. Obviously, after tomorrow, it's going to answer a lot of questions, and any of these guys can end up being the wide receiver one in rookie drafts. After it's all said and done, I'm very curious how it's going to play out. But yeah, it's just funny how it's changed so much from like a couple months ago till now. And like again, I think the biggest thing, I think Treylon Burks' value from earlier this year till now, I feel like that has been the biggest, and it's been post combine.
Yeah.
Like, I think people were expecting him to be like DK Metcalf, and he's not exactly like that. So, and again, I think he just dropped, and boom, Craig's been listening to us. I love the Treylon Burks pick right there. Chris Olave.
Craig's listening. He wanted to take Treylon Burks, and I guess I should have sniped him here.
And the thing about mocks is like sometimes they're a tease, man. Because look, hey, John Dotson.
There's the guy.
I told you I like that Nessie. Good pick, Nessie.
That's great.
John Dotson. I'm telling you, like, watch, bro. Fernando.
Great.
He's my guy.
If he falls to the wide receiver to the Chiefs, I think Dotson's going to go ahead of maybe a couple of these receivers that already went. I think so.
I'm trying to see. Look, Lightning. Oh my God, Lightning!
He went 2 quarterbacks here,
and he sniped me. I was gonna go Ritter. So
I know
Lightning. I don't know who you are, but you're killing me, man. All right, so I'm gonna go. Let's see here. So I gotta gather myself.
Interesting.
I think I am going to go.
I actually don't like any of my picks here, and my value.
I'm gonna go Sky Moore. I
Sky
just feel
Moore.
like he's gonna be a slot guy in the NFL. Again, he's shifty. I feel like he runs good, solid routes. Also, I feel like he's definitely been a riser over this offseason. I feel like he's been creeping into like the early second, back of the first, depending on who you're drafting with. But I
Hmm.
like I like my start so far. Gary Wilson, Scott Moore.
See, I'm thinking either Christian Watson or Matt Corral, and I think I might have to go Corral here. It's since the super flex are important to take a quarterback, especially even if you need depth. So I'm thinking I got to take Corral here at
And
2.5.
Corral's an interesting one, right? Because he's going to the draft tomorrow. So not every single of these quarterbacks is attending the draft. He's going to the draft. So it doesn't always guarantee that he's going to be drafted in the first, but somebody could surprise us and draft Matt Corral and he's gonna shoot up rookie rankings, But
And exactly, we've seen. I know I've mocked him actually to the Lions a couple times. So like, really, the 32 pick's gonna, I think, really gonna break in that next
oh,
quarterback.
that 30-second pick is going to be all I know is I'm gonna be on Twitter because it's gonna be chaos. Everyone's gonna be freaking out and I'm gonna love it. I love uh Ramir. Sorry if I butcher this name, but Ramir Bird. I like the
Yeah, Ram Airbird.
Ramir Bird. Okay, I like the Williams and Watson start.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
Williams and
two
Watson
QBs.
start.
Man, dang, two QB seems to be the popular thing to go to. All right, Curry,
I
what you gonna
honestly
do?
think though, I honestly think that with this year's draft, you really like don't have this elite quarterback that we've seen in the years. So like, really getting two quarterbacks kind of solidifies
You're
like,
hedging your bets. Like you got to hit
yeah,
one of these guys is gonna work out for me.
well, one's got to
Uh
hit.
see, and Craig and I, we're in so many freaking leagues together. Like we're in like way too many leagues, and like
I
so
love Craig's picks.
and I love his picks too. I love James Cook. I love Traylon Burks. And again, like I know he loves his rookie. So again, I love him. I'm like, man, Craig, you got chill, man. I was hoping because I mean I didn't expect these guys to fall. Ooh, Damien Pierce.
Oh,
Damien Pierce is I feel like a running back that's slowly creeping up from Florida.
wow.
He's a great pass blocker, and I think that's really like going to help him get on the field.
I honestly love James Cook and Demir Pierce. Same thing with you. It's honestly going to depend though on where these running backs actually fall. Like,
Yeah.
are they gonna actually fall to a team that may need a running back in the future, or are they just gonna be a backup forever?
I mean,
That's the
it
problem.
depends. Yeah. Oh, and Rashad White. Love Rashad White. Ooh, Trey McBride. Getting
Ooh,
him
the
in the
first tight end.
no, I mean Trey McBride is definitely tight end one. I mean, I know it's a 10 team,
Oh,
but
exactly.
in the third, like again, if a 12 team, it would have been late second. Great value. Zamir White.
No,
I love Zamir
no.
White. I was hoping he fell to me. But,
Oh,
you
see,
guys
this
are
time
you guys are
anyways.
killing me right now, y'all. I thought 104 was gonna be a good spot. But I keep getting sniped.
I know. I don't
Uh
like the 1.5 the 1.5.
so I'm trying to see like
Don't
who's
snipe me
left for
here.
me. Now who's
Don't snipe
left
me
for
here.
me?
Don't do it. I have two guys in mind. I don't think you're gonna go with a guy that I'm gonna take here.
Mm,
I really wanted Zamir White. Zamir White, I love
I
this
love
man.
Zamir White. I'm going to go somebody that I'm gonna go someone who's I've kind of been iffy on him, but I'm gonna go Brian Robinson. He's a big body back, and I feel like it's either you hate him or you love him. He's definitely one of the bigger backs in this class, but I feel like he was solid. He was solid this time at Alabama. So I'm like, I'm hoping if he goes to the right landing spot, I think he could really be very effective on first and second down. John, see,
Yeah.
I was between him and Mechie, but I already went two wide receivers. So
See, here's the thing. The reason why I went, see, that's exactly why I knew you weren't going to go for another wide receiver. I went Mechie here, though, because I'm expecting him to actually go to the Patriots.
I love Mechie. I think, but obviously he's got injured. But man, Mechie, I feel like is going to be one of the values of this draft. I just think he's so talented. I don't think I have him in any rookie draft. I feel like he always like. I feel like I always either go someone else or someone snipes me on him. But I like
Mm,
Mechie a lot. I get him a lot in mocks, but I don't get him in my actual draft. But maybe I
no,
will. Maybe I will post draft. We'll see.
we'll have to see. I mean, he could easily flip flop around the board. I think I know what Craig's going to go here with this next pick. I think he's going to take a receiver here. And
There's a couple. There's three probably like three receivers that I like. If not, then I'm probably gonna go a different position just because I feel there's a
yeah,
huge drop off on receiver. There's already been a drop off on receiver, but there's gonna be like a bigger drop off.
especially running backs, too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, running backs. I feel like it's not a great class, but I feel like with running back, like you can take your shot on a guy late and maybe he'll go up. Oh, I knew he was going to go Shakir. Yeah, I mean, I knew Craig's pick does not surprise me. Carson Strong, I feel like that's a solid. Again, you're getting a quarterback late third who could end up being something. Super flex league. I like that pick a lot. I'm very curious where Nessie's gonna go. Where are you gonna go, Nessie?
He could go wide receiver. Honestly, I didn't know how much Craig's into Shakir, but I really think Justin Ross is going to have great value, given that hopefully he comes back with the neck injury.
Why are you telling people that I was gonna get him? Now everyone's
Oh, so
listening.
you're still gonna snipe me anyways.
See, I was gonna look. I told you there was like a couple guys. Wandale, again. So most of the guys I was talking about are already gone. And look, Big Jen heard us, or he was just had them queued up. Oh
He definitely heard
no,
us.
this is a disaster. Everyone I want is getting picked from me. Come on, Lightning, don't do it to me again. That Ritter pick still hurts, man. I'm still mad at Ritter pick.
I know.
Okay.
I really like Ritter and his
I
value.
know exactly who I'm going to go. But Lightning, if you snipe me, oh my freaking God.
No, did he really?
He did again. I don't know who you are, Lightning, but man, I was just going to go Jerome Ford. Oh my gosh, you're killing me here. All right.
See, here's the thing.
Oh my gosh. I'm so.
No.
I like Pierre Strong. I like
Pierre Strong. You really
had
to do that to me? You really had to do that to
me. Look, it's Lightning's fault. So blame whoever Lightning is. It's all your damn fault. I'm sorry for that damn, but he sniped me twice and it was really bad. So it's your fault, Lightning. That's why Fernando said.
So Big Geno said, "Don't worry, guys. If Wandale went, I was always taking Ross. So if Wandale was still there, he's gonna take him. But Ross,
so that makes me feel nice inside. Thanks.
We're gonna have to see though with all these rookies. I mean, especially the first 2 rounds of this draft. I mean, a lot of them. Besides the running backs, a lot of them are going to be drafted in the first round.
I think everyone. Yeah, so I was just looking at the board. I was like, everyone made such smart picks, man.
I know. Zapp's a good pick. Zapp's a good depth pick right there. Could be potential in the future. Pierce, another not.
If Pierce fell, like that's great value for Pierce. So good job, Whitney. There we go.
Likely goes. We're gonna have to talk about this maybe. I'm gonna have to talk about this tomorrow in my live stream because we're gonna be doing a NFL watch party live stream because we're gonna be live from 7:30 on until the end of the first round.
Oh wow, there we go. That sounds fun.
Listen, you always got an open invitation to come on. But yeah, no, we got a bunch of different people coming on tomorrow. But no, going back to this draft, I mean, how do you think you did, TK?
I love my draft. I feel like I got 2 solid wide receivers, 2 running backs, Pierre Strong. I feel like he's one of those. He's been one of everyone's favorite sleepers, right? And look, all this, all of it looks pretty, but draft cap. I feel like Garrett Wilson, he's going to go to a spot where he's going to contribute early. Sky Moore, he's a mystery. We have no idea about him. And I feel like that's the same thing with Brian Robinson and Pierre Strong. Like if you believe in the talent, I feel like that's a solid, either they're going to rise up a lot or they're going to fall a lot. So we'll see. But talent-wise, I like my draft.
Yeah, and those 2 guys that you drafted, I mean, again, it's going to depend on where they fall because they could be drafted to a team that kind of needs a running back, but at the same time, they could be drafted a depth running back where
most of these guys are going to be depth running backs. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, true. But James Cook, he may have some potential in the future, maybe a year or 2 from now. Pierce, Rashad White, Zamir White. I mean, he's a guy that really I'm trying to target in all my drafts because this man, he came out of high school as a 5-star running back recruit. 5 stars. I mean, this man has so much potential, but then he tore both of his ACL, both legs of his ACL. And injuries have been really the history of him. But he still comes back into his college career, still does amazing, but I feel like he's kind of been shadowed a little bit.
It's just I feel like it's just the injuries. I feel like if he didn't suffer those injuries, he'd be top 5, pushing top 3 running backs, like him and Spiller. I feel it would be like really close if it wasn't for those injuries.
I think I honestly did a draft and excuse me, not draft, a rankings post, and I had Brees Hall, Kenneth Walker, Isaiah Spiller. I think that's kind of the consensus of everyone's top three. And then I think I put James Cook as 4, but then Zamir White as 5. I think Zamir 5 is great value because you're getting that risk reward type of player, and he's got a good boom history. I
No,
mean, easily.
I like that. No, I definitely like that. But I mean, yeah, I like the way this draft board fell, and we'll see. I feel like because Dolphins don't have a first round pick, so for me, I just want to see if I have any validation from my pre rookie drafts. Like I'm very very like curious where these landing spots go because it's gonna affect so much. There's gonna be so much content for the rest of the year because we have so much to talk about, fancy impacts, but the landing spots and all that.
And Justin Ross at 4.1. Do you think that's a little too low for him, or people are very nervous about his injury?
I feel like, well, if it's a 12 team, that's be a late. I see him going more early third. Most part, I feel like that's probably the most fair value. I think that he could be one of those guys who ends up being a sleeper, but if he ends up on the right team, he could produce. I know with Trevor Lawrence, he looked good, but with DJ, not as great, and with the injury too. So I think it's great value. I think he's definitely one of the guys. Like again, if you're looking at the third round, like he's definitely somebody that I'm targeting. Like him and Mechie are the guy like later round receivers I'm most excited about. And I'm surprised that Austin wasn't picked. Like I'm very surprised that he wasn't picked. That's the only one that was like a shocker to me.
Yeah, because he kept falling, but then he just ended up not even getting picked in this. We had a running back run in the 4th round and only 2 receivers in the 4th.
That was the only surprise of this draft for me. And like this guy's like Chandler, that's also been popular. I love the Tyler Batty pick. I think he's somebody that's definitely getting a lot of buzz too.
Oh, easily 100%. He's been rising up a lot of people's boards because he was a no name at one point, and then all of a sudden now he's starting to reach into the mock draft boards. Let's see. James Cook. Here's the thing. I think James Cook, maybe another running back at least, but I think the Seahawks address their running back position in this year's draft. Whether it's middle to end of day 2 or early day 3, in my opinion, because of Chris Carson's injury.
Yeah, and I feel like the thing with James Cook, though, he doesn't profile. He's not going to be an every down back, but he's an amazing receiving back, probably the best receiving back in this class. So I feel like wherever he goes, he's one of the guys that even if he doesn't start, like I feel like he could be like a Naeem Hines type where he still has that PPR value that you can get consistently. So again, landing spot's gonna, matter, but he's one of the backs I'm very, very interested to see. And Dolphins Twitter, very excited because he would fit the zone run scheme that we have in Miami. I feel like that would be a good fit for him. Obviously, we have a lot of backs, so he might be buried in the depth chart, but his skill set is very versatile. So I feel wherever he goes, he's going to be used. But yeah, he's one of my favorites too.
I wanted to ask what your thoughts are on the Dolphins depth chart for running backs, because I mean, you guys have so many running backs on that depth chart. You got Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, Myles Gaskin, Salvin Ahmed.
I feel like Ahmed is, with all due respect, he's irrelevant to me in this case. Gaskin, he's going from the starter to third string. I feel like he's going to be mixed in the rotation, but I think Mostert, when healthy, I think again, we've seen him in action, right? He's a little older, but if he stays healthy, he has just so much juice in the way he hits the hole. And again, he's a burner. So I feel like, and also he has that rapport with McDaniel from San Francisco days. So I feel like he's going to be the RB2. I think Chase Edmonds, I think he's such a value in drafts. Like I've seen him mocked as or ranked as RB33. And I'm like, I think he's going to be an RB2 easy. Like if it goes the way that I believe it's going to go, and the Dolphins already talked about, they are going to run the ball. Yes, we got Tyreek Hill. Yes, we got Jalen Waddle, but it's going to be a running team. And if the Dolphins are able to run the ball, like good luck to defenses, right? Because you can't stack the box, but you can't also play if you play too high safety, then they're just going to run it down your throat, right? So I feel like the Dolphins have a very good overall offense. It's just really offensive line play. Like, is the offensive line opening the holes that we need? Is it giving Tua time? And the Tua's going to get the ball out of his hands quickly, but I'm just very excited of how this offense is going to be very multidimensional.
Yeah, and if you think of Edmonds as a running back too, I mean that's not really that bad because you know what, his 2016, I mean, excuse me, not 2016, 2020, in his 16 games that he played, he finishes the RB 25 in PPR leagues, and then last year with only 12 games, also with James Conner there, he finished at RB 34.
Yeah.
Which is not bad at all. And it's not like he really has much competition there because Mostert gets hurt, Gaskin's banged up sometimes here and there.
I just feel like it should be Edmonds' backfield. Again, I think Mike Daniels is going to use this multi-back approach. He's going to make sure people are fresh. But it's going to be pick your poison, right? Obviously,
Exactly.
the wide receivers are more dangerous, but I feel like because of our wide receivers, it's going to open up the run. And I feel like if the run game's solid, it's going to just benefit everyone. Tyreek, Waddle, even Mike Gesicki, and even Cedric Wilson. Like, I'm just excited for the entire offense.
Yeah, and you guys have a lot of great talent right there. Now getting Tyreek Hill. Geno Smith, Gino asked a question. He wants to ask, in Dynasty Rookie Mock Draft, what's your ceiling draft pick for Jahan Dotson if he goes to Green Bay or Kansas City? Are you taking him at 1.5, higher or lower?
I think 1.5 is probably like gonna be the sweet spot. No, I don't think it's too high. If he goes to Kansas City or Green Bay, I feel like.
But here's the thing, though. You got Kenneth Walker, Brees Hill. They're automatically going to be 1 and 2, maybe 3. In a super flex, you got Malik Willis, so that only leads you 2 more possible positions.
Exactly. So for me, here's the thing, right? So I feel like, but he asked for the ceiling, right? So the ceiling to me,
yeah.
See, to me is 1.5. I prefer to probably take him in that 1.7 range, but absolutely, like if he goes to, I feel like Green Bay would be. I almost would prefer him in Green Bay versus Kansas City because here's the thing, like I mocked him to Kansas City, right? And I believe I feel like eventually he's going to be awesome there, but you still have Juju, you still have Travis Kelce, you still have MVS, so you still got guys like in the way. And I feel like John Dotson's more talented than like MVS, for example, but he still has to work his way. But I feel like he goes to Green Bay, like look at the wide receiver competition there. So I'd be more excited if he went to Green Bay. So I feel like Green Bay landing spot, I would like that 1.5. But again, we have Drake London, Wilson, and Williams. So we're expecting them. But so if we, so Williams, for example, right? So let's say he goes to like the Jets. You still got Elijah Moore. And I feel like, and do we believe in Zach Wilson? I mean, we could see that connection, but is it guaranteed? Drake London, and I guess it really depends on landing spot for the rest of the people too. But if any of them go to like a crowded wide receiver room or anywhere with a bona fide wide receiver 1, I mean, again, I think Dotson's definitely going to creep up into the first round. Like I feel like he's going to go to a spot where he's going to not just be like a back end early second. I feel like he has the talent. I'm hoping at a team with not a lot of wide receiver depth, he's going to land, and I could see his ceiling being 1.5. But I say 1.7 range is probably, I would feel more comfortable if he went into any of those landing spots.
Yeah, I think Kansas City, if he goes to Kansas City, I think his ceiling is going to be kind of maybe the 1.67. But like you said, Green Bay, you have no competition. Where Kansas City, you have Juju Smith, technically. And also, not to mention, you have the tight end that somehow is a tight end and not a receiver, Travis Kelce, where, he's just a fantasy machine. So I do see the ceiling being at 1.5. I think, like you said, ceiling, I forgot the ceiling part. That's why it messed me up. But yeah, no, I think ceiling is a great part at 1.5. But like you said with 1.7, I'm with you on that. I think 1.7, even 1.8 is a great sweet spot for sure. But I think his floor would have to be no more than 2.2, and that's even pushing it.
I feel like he'd be a first round pick. Absolutely.
So we have a question from Brendan, or a statement anyways. Keep seeing his name to Buffalo possibly. If that happens, he probably slides to round 2. Yeah, I think that would be where the floor kind of goes. Your thoughts on Jahan Dotson going there?
Oh yeah, if he goes to Buffalo, it's round 2 because you got
Diggs.
I would hate that for him. I mean, if he goes to, I mean, here's the thing, like, it's a great offense, so it's like you like that, but it's just target competition, right? So like obviously Diggs is the bona fide wide receiver one, no matter what. But you still got Gabe Davis, right? And you decide if you're Gabe Davis hater or Gabe Davis truther. But that
Don't forget about the newly acquired wide receiver, Jameson
Crowder,
Crowder.
Jameson Crowder. So again, it's I feel like look, you go there for the offense, but I feel like if he does go to Buffalo, he's probably I think he just stays where he's at, right? I think he's probably going to be between like 2-1 to 2-3-4 if he ends up in Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think Buffalo needs a wide receiver here. I don't know why
Yeah.
there's been a lot of mocks there, but like you really don't need a receiver. You need a running back.
Exactly. If you're going to do like a receiver, then you get someone late. Like again, like get like a Justin Ross or David Bell. Like I'm expecting them to go later, like late day two. I'm guessing. Like I don't know, maybe most. Some of these receivers are gonna fall to day three. Like get one then. Like I don't feel like they need to force it. I feel like they're good with receivers. Like there's other. I just don't think that's one of the top needs for them.
Craig's guy in the comments hashtag Crowder crowd. I mean,
Oh, he loves
maybe
Crowder. Yeah.
maybe Craig can pitch in here, asking what's your thoughts on Shakir? What if he goes to Buffalo? Is that a great value for Buffalo, getting a later round wide receiver?
I mean, I think any of these receivers, I feel like that would be good. I feel like he'd be fine too. I'm just not as excited about one of these guys landing in Buffalo. Again, it's just with Crowder and Gabe Davis, right? Like they're not fancy superstars, but they're going to get on the field and they're going to contribute, right? So it's just like we saw last year, right? Outside of Diggs, like we saw Gabe Davis, like he had very sporadic moments, especially
Mm-hmm.
the playoff game. He went nuclear, but Sanders, he was wide receiver 2 on the team some weeks, but there was no consistency. He had Dawson Knox who just scored touchdowns. So I think that's the problem with Buffalo is that we haven't seen, and we've seen like Cole Beasley, right? We've seen moments in the past where he was able to produce fancy value, but if you're not Diggs, then I'm not extremely excited.
No, and I think I don't know if Crowder really needed. Maybe Craig's really into Crowder, but I really don't think Crowder needed to go to Buffalo. I think you got Gabe Davis. I like Gabe Davis. I really like him a
Well,
lot, actually.
but I think they're gonna play different roles, right? Crowder's gonna be in the slot. I think he's taking over the Beasley role, and then Gabe
That's
Davis is
true.
gonna be on the outside. So I feel like Crowder there is fine. I mean, again, he's he's not sexy pick, but I think he's a solid wide receiver.
Does he hurt? Does he hurt Gabe Davis's value,
I
fantasy
mean,
value?
I think he's gonna command some target share. I mean, it's just again, I feel like I think he's like 28 years old or something. So he seems older than he is, but I think he could fill that Beasley role just fine. And we saw Josh Allen and Beasley have that connection. So I'm assuming that Crowder's gonna hopefully develop something like that with him. So I think it hurts Gabe Davis in terms of a target share, and that's Gabe Davis' biggest problem. He hasn't seen consistent target share. So Crowder being there, and
Mm-hmm.
especially if they draft a talented wide receiver, then it's gonna hurt Gabe Davis. But I think Gabe Davis is more of a guy that I like in like best ball versus like having to
Yeah.
rely on as like putting in my lineup every week as my wide receiver too. But best ball, I absolutely love Gabe Davis because that's pretty much the kind of wide receiver he is.
Yeah, he is a great best ball pick. Cole Beasley had 82 receptions last year in the regular season with 693 yards, 1 touchdown. The 82 receptions this year for Jameson Crowder, over or under 82?
82? Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah,
I'll say under 82.
which exactly gives a great opportunity for Gabriel Davis to get more receptions.
Again, I think with Gabriel Davis, I think he's not gonna get a lot of targets, but I just think he's gonna make the most of his targets. It's gonna be touchdowns. I think he's gonna make big plays and touchdowns. That's the thing about Gabe Davis. That's why you draft him. You don't draft him that you're expecting like 10 targets. So.
Yeah, and Davis had 35 receptions in the regular season last year, which I think he'll definitely exceed 35.
I hope so. That's nothing.
35, that's nothing.
Exactly. I hope he exceeds 35 receptions.
Yeah, and his postseason, we all know his postseason. I mean, he only had 10 receptions, but half of those receptions were touchdowns.
Yeah.
Crazy. Isn't that crazy? Well, I guess that's going to do it here for today's show. TK, tell us a little bit before we go. Tell us a little bit about you and what's your future plans for maybe Yahoo or my football guys.
Sure. So again, you guys, so off season, you could find me doing content for football guys. So I'm one of the co-hosts of the Mailbag Show with Dave Kluge and Victoria Geary. So we're gonna start ramping that back up. So it's gonna be like starting off bi-weekly, and then we're gonna be every week. And in season, we're every week. So we're gonna be answering all your questions because after the draft, everyone's going to have a million questions, especially rookie questions. So make sure y'all tune in. That's going to be Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you subscribe to Football Guys. In seasons when I do Yahoo content, so we got to wait for that. But now I appreciate it. Make sure y'all follow me on Twitter. Twitter is my home base, but you can find me also on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok. But if you want to like see most of my fantasy content, definitely follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you post a lot of great content, a lot of great in-depth analysis and everything like that. Hopefully we'll have you back on, maybe even try to get you on tomorrow if you're available. But Troy, it's been a pleasure having you on. Make sure to follow him all over social media at T King Mode, all over social media. Make sure to follow him. Make sure to follow us at Sports Time HQ. Once again, I'm your host, Fernando. Joining me today is our great guest star from Yahoo Fantasy and my football guys, and don't forget the Mailbag Show. Can't forget about that one. Got to plug that one in too. T King and Troy King, and we'll see you all tomorrow at 7:30, where we'll be doing the NFL watch party with 10 different guest stars coming on. Have a good rest of the day, guys.